Okay, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this video. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a pot roast or a chuck roast from frozen, or if I'm just going to add it in to one of my other frozen recipes that I've been doing with the new steam fryer from Ninja. And I'm going to tell you, that's kind of what I've been using it a lot for. I mean, it air fries it, it pressure cooks. In fact, we're going to pressure cook that after I thaw it using the steam function. And a lot of the things I've been able to do is with the steam and crisp or the steam and bake, but I'm going to use just steam to thaw that out enough to get that thermometer in there. Then I'm going to switch to pressure cook the roast to my 210 or so, and then I'll come back and do these vegetables. But as you can see, solid as a rock. And that's turned into one of the things I do a lot, even with air fryers. I air fry things from frozen. So our freezer's always had a problem with things going bad in them from getting put in there and never getting thawed out again. And that's what makes this kind of desirable for me. Anyhow, we're about to get that started right now. Okay, so full disclosure here, this is the first time I've ever tried to do thawing as you're seeing right here with just steam. And so far as using the steam and bake feature with frozen stuff, you know, such as, well, I got a lot of things I do with hamburgers now, like I said, it has been excellent. I think it makes it better. I just do. 1.5 cups of water is what I'm going to use right now. When I pressure cook, I'm going to add some beef broth. But here goes my 2.5 pound chuck roast. And as you can see, it's not wanting to fit because it's frozen, but that's fixing to get changed. So we're going to slide this to here. I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to select, in fact, we can go there with it, I think, for steam only. Right there it is. We're going to do 10 minutes right now. Let it come to steam. Make sure my pressure lid's open. I don't know whether that matters or not, but that's what I'm going to do. And then when we can get this right here to insert in that roast, we're going to do that. Be back. Okay, so I wanted to show you, it just started counting down 30 seconds ago. It took it about 6 minutes to come up to where it considered steam was happening. That's just something I thought you might want to know, but now you know. Okay, 10 minutes is up. Let's get an idea, or just, again, learning. Let's see. All right, I can get about, well, I can go all the way through, but you know, I think I'm going to let it rest right there a minute. Now, I will say, if you saw that, that is what I mean by the water that you get in that cup over there. So anyhow, we're going to let it rest right there. We'll let it go to, say, 20 minutes, and I'll check it again. And 20 minutes for a 2.5 pound roast to be thawed out is not bad, so I'll be back. Okay, so right quick, just to kind of let you see it a little bit better, I'm going to move the camera. We're at 20 minutes and say 22 seconds. And I'm going to let that water drain. I don't want it to go on my tablet. You can see it looks a little gray. And let's just see what we got. I mean, that is doable. It's probably not going to hurt to sit a little bit longer because there's still some points that are still obviously frozen. And if I had to say it, you know, 30 minutes to thaw one out is not a bad deal. So I may leave it sitting there because I'm not in a hurry. I'm just getting my other stuff ready. And so I got 30 minutes invested in thawing out a 2.5 pound roast. It would have probably got thrown away in a year because I never thaw stuff out of my freezer. But anyhow, fixing to do that. I'm going to let it go to 30 and then we'll start this cook. Be back. All right, we're at the 30-minute mark. I've kind of got everything ready, although it's a good bit ahead of schedule. We're going to put my timer right there. I'm going to move that roast to here. And you don't need to see all this, so I'm going to get it moved over. I'm going to get that water out of there and get some of this in there, and we're going to get this started. All right, I wanted to restart the camera so I could kind of show you exactly what we got here. I mean, you can see it is thawed out. And that's 30 minutes from the freezer. Again, stuff that I have thrown away, as bad as I hate to say, more than I'd like. I'll put it like that. So I'm going to get this in there and get that water out of there and kind of wipe that down. And I'm going to add my beef broth. And all this is going in later. I always cook my roast. It's a two-step procedure is how I do mine. You don't have to, but that's how I do it. So I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and turned the camera back on because I thought you might want to see how I do mine. And that is a quartered onion. That is the only vegetable that goes in to my pot roast in the beginning, because I love onions. They don't really like me unless they're cooked really well. So when you put them in here at this point, they will be cooked really well. And I'm going to sprinkle a little seasoning on there and get that turned to where I'm not putting any tension on that, and make sure my cable's going to line up, and I'll be back. Okay, so everything's good to go. I've got the probe in. It is completely thawed. I mean, you know what? Let's do something right quick as soon as I can find my thermometer. I don't think there's a lot of cooking going on. There's not. I mean, you probably do this much cooking with, say, searing the meat, you know. If you were searing outside, which I do a lot of times, but it's not that critical with a roast. And you can see I'm 70, whatever I was right there. I didn't even look myself. Around 75 degrees right there. 65 maybe it was. But anyhow, you get my point. There's 75. I'm around 75 degrees in the middle of that roast from frozen. Now that to me is impressive, but I just think it works real well to be able to pull something out of your freezer and have it thawed in 30 minutes. We're actually at 36 minutes. I'm not sure you can see my timer. You can. It's got a little reflection on it, but we're going to go to pressure. I'm going to put the lid down, and we're going to take it to, I'm going to turn it all the way off like I always do, just to make sure I'm back to the beginning steps. Move this back where you can see it. We're on high. We're going to go to manual right there, and I'm going to take this to 210 degrees. That's my pot roast number. I may change that one day, because they have one that takes it to like 230 or something, but I love it at 210. Just had one the other day. It worked excellent. We're going to, let's see, I think there's a way to do this if I can think just a second. Yep. I'm going to do a 10-minute delay on the release. As soon as I figure out how to make that happen. I don't want off high. And this is a new unit to me. I want to do the delayed release. And I can't remember how I have to do that. Let's see. There we go. Wow. You have to press that button right there. It's brand new to me too. So we're learning together if nothing else. So as you can see, I got it set to 10, but you have to press that on your delayed release. We are off and running. Sorry about that little bobble, but now you know. Be back. All right, for the record, we have crossed the 210 degree mark, and we're in the delay release at 1 hour and 9 minutes. I thought I'd let y'all see what happens. It kind of gives you a little warning. Of course, this is a 10-minute delay, so it's not that, not that much steam coming out. But after a 10-minute delay, or after any delay, it gives you a little warning. It beeps a couple of times, and then it releases the pressure. So we're about to get it out, and I'm going to put my potatoes in. That's how I do it. I cook my roast first, and then my potatoes. So. Okay, it's telling me to open it. Let's just see what happens, or what it looks like. And it looks excellent. That's the way it usually does. So I'm going to get this out, if I can, in one piece. I'm not sure, but I'm going to move to right here. I'm going to move that to right here. And I got to get that probe out. And I'm about to put that in one of those potatoes. And I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil. And let it rest. And all of this, I keep saying potatoes, but actually, I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but all of this is going in. And this not yet. I'll do that later. That's something I'm trying new this time. I usually do different things, but as always, I like to try different things every once in a while to see if it's way better or, you know, whether I need to stick to my normal recipe. But in fact, I want to see about where I want to be, about right there in the middle of that potato. And I might be a little overkill on some of my things, but it means a lot to me. I like to be as close to as perfect as possible. And I'm not going to use all of these potatoes because it's 2.5 pound roast, so I don't think I'll need them all. And I'll say 3/4 of them. Use the larger ones. And then I'm going to put all this in there because it'll cook down. A lot of this will cook down. And all we're going to do is set that thermometer, a manual, to 200 degrees. And let those potatoes cook. Now, one thing I will say is I didn't use this entire carton. I used about 3/4 of it, but you see how much is left there, so no big deal. I'm gonna get that mushroom. We love mushrooms here. So there goes the lid. I'm gonna put it to there. And again, I turn them off every time. I just turn it off where I start from scratch. We're on high. We're gonna do manual. And you've already seen this once or twice, but I'm doing it again for you, and I may take this out. But anyhow, we'll do 200 degrees, and I'm going to do a, well, let's see. That might be something we can learn on. I got to remember how I do the, I'm telling you, this is all learning. I'm going to do quick release on the potatoes. It's not like the meat. I do like to do a slow or a natural, a delayed release on meats when I can. If I'm not in a hurry. So anyhow, but just for the record, we're 1 hour and 30 minutes. And this came from the freezer. So, I mean, I'm impressed. And I hope you are too. But doing a quick release, 200 degrees on that potato, and we'll be done. Whoops. Well, there it goes. And it's about to release. Let's see how it does it. Yeah. But there it is. So what we're going to do is let that bleed all the way down. Put the potatoes over there. And I may mess with my gravy thing a little bit, but mainly it's just to just show you, like I said, we're at 1 hour and 45 minutes and pretty much we're done. And that's from the freezer, something that would normally take 3.5 to 4 hours. And well, from the freezer, I don't think you can even do it. But I've never done it from the freezer in an oven. So, I mean, that's my point. That is my whole point, is that it's way faster. This works from a freezer. Thaw it, cook it in 1 hour, say 50 minutes by the time that bleeds down. And I got a feeling it's going to be hard to beat. All right, I think it's time to get the potatoes out and make this happen. I'm going to open it up. And I'll let you see what it looks like. And all I'm going to do, now it's depending on how you were serving it. You could easily just put the roast back in there. But there's really, you know, if you're going to serve it like this, then you just take exactly what I'm mixing to do, some tongs, and put it on here. So I'm going to save you that time and effort it's going to take me. And I'm going to set this up. And I think you're going to be impressed. I think anybody would that will do it. And I'll say this. Let me close this where you can see it. 1 hour and 52 minutes from the freezer. I may have already said this more than once. But it's from your freezer. And it's thawed out and cooked to, I'll guarantee you, perfection. Something that would take in, say, a Dutch oven in your, you would have to at least 3.5, 4 hours. And your potatoes would be kind of overcooked. This way your potatoes are cooked to 200 degrees, which is perfect. And everything's done. And the roast was out of your freezer. So I'm going to get this set up right here and put some of my parsley on there. Make it look pretty. And we're going to call this done. Okay, so here's what's left in the pot that I'm going to kind of do my new thing with. I'm going to use this. And I may even put you know, some of my normal stuff in there and just see what I can get for gravy. But right there is the finished product. And like I said, it looks great. That's right now. We just crossed 2 hours and 2 minutes. And from freezer again, very impossible to I think impossible to beat. We're going to see what we got right here, just like this. And that right there is what you can expect. That is as good, I think. Let's see. And it is. It is very good. It's tender. It comes apart easy. Like I said, taking it out, I had to be careful. And I'm going to tear it up a little bit just to show you what it looks like. And you can imagine, I guess, with that gravy on it, or just like it is, honestly. I am going to see if I can perfect that a little bit. I've never used that before, so I'm anxious to see. But I don't need to tell you, there's nothing wrong with that right there. So anyhow, hey, thank y'all for watching. Again, I'm not sure how I'm going to add this to one or if I'm going to make a complete video out of this, so we'll find out. Y'all have a good night. Come back to see me. Love y'all all. Bye-bye.